In the changing world, there are many problems facing the aviation industry. One of the most prominent issues is the growing environmental, political, and economic concerns regarding petroleum as being the main energy source. As supplies of petroleum dwindle and prices increase, what will the aviation industry use to power itself? With the price of crude oil to increase by at least 25% in the next decade, the industry must adapt quickly to the changing world. It wasn't until the 1980s that scientists began to realize the harmful consequences of the large CO2 output. At the time, the public and politicians mostly ignored the warnings of scientists. Although the aviation industry releases little CO2 compared to other industries, the burning of jet fuel still has many negative effects on the environment. Among these impacts are global warming, ocean acidification, and higher atmospheric CO2 levels.
Although finding an alternate source of energy seems like common sense, economically, there is room for concern. Studies have shown that investing in renewable energy benefits the industries in the long run. There is little short-term gain. This lack of quick profit prevents many industries from investing in green sources. If the aviation industry were to invest a large amount of funds to finding new sources to power aircraft, they would not see large profit for perhaps 20 years. Because many aviation companies and airlines are on the brink of financial bankruptcy, little effort has been spent on investing in new sources.
Even though some aircraft manufacturers have wanted to invest in the future, the government has done little to help them. Because of the lobbying power of the oil industry, Congress has not been able to pass any bills subsidizing renewable energy, while Europe has been more successful. Without financial support of the government, it is even less appealing for manufacturers to invest in alternative energy sources.
In many countries outside of the US, the situation looks more promising. Many aircraft manufacturers such as Bombardier and Airbus have been able to obtain the funding needed to look into more environmentally friendly methods to power aircraft. Although their concern provides a glimmer of hope, there has been negligible benefit to the environment as of today.
Because climate change is costing the world's economy billions of...
Billions?
Yes, billions of dollars each year, there is money to be gained by investing in green sources of energy. Not only would renewable energy benefit the environment, but it would also spur innovation. The innovation combined with providing more jobs would benefit the world's economy and set the tone of other industries to do the same.
Even though the American public has said that they care about the environment, their elected officials have done little to mitigate their concern. Lack of support from Congress has halted innovation in the U.S. and has put us behind other nations. With few politicians willing to fund innovation, the situation looks bleak. On the other hand, in Europe, the renewable energy industry has provided jobs for thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands. The U.S. has done little to follow their example.
If the situation regarding green energy in the aviation industry changes for the better, the environment will benefit greatly. Based on studies and scientific projections, we can get a better idea of what the next threshold in time looks like in the aviation industry, the end of the use of petroleum. This would result in a 2% decrease.
2%?
Yes, a 2% decrease in atmospheric CO2 levels. Batteries powered by solar energy would fuel aircraft and provide humans with an environmentally friendly way to travel. If the aviation industry develops alternative ways to power aircraft, the global CO2 output would be lowered by more than 15%.
15%?
Yes, it would be lowered by more than 15%.
By seeing that the investment in the future has paid off, the U.S. government may be more willing to help fund renewable energy sources. Rather than lagging behind many European nations, the U.S. may become a prominent leader in renewable energy. Collective learning between the U.S. and Europe would increase the innovation of the new technology. Even though the wise choice is clear, the aviation industry is no better than the other industries who are also focusing on short-term profit instead of the long-term gain. By lowering carbon emissions, not only would the environment benefit, but so would the world economy. Also, it would result in a positive political impact as nations begin to work together. However, Unless the situation changes drastically, the future of the industry and that of the planet is bleak.
Bleak?
Bleak.